that Commissioner Shaw, it's her birthday today, so she is not with us. Commissioner Sorich will not be here today, and Commissioner Shea. Commissioner Thatcher, can you lead us in the prayer and the pledge?
Almighty God, we implore you, look upon us and guide us this night as we make decisions which so greatly affect our community of Butte-Silver Bow. Direct our thoughts, words, and deeds so that we please you and best serve our fellow citizens. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to note for tonight that the commissioner meeting will be recorded. It may not be live streamed because of internet technicalities that we're having a little bit, technical difficulties, but it will be recorded for the public to view at a later time or whenever. But we are in person, so people have the right to be at the meeting here, so it fits all the requirements. All right, we'll next move to the approval of minutes for the December 15, 2021 meeting. Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. At this time, I move to approve the minutes from the December 15th, 2021 regular meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
9 yea, 0 nay.
9 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. I don't think we have any items not addressed on the agenda tonight. Is that correct? Okay. We'll move on to the Chief Executive's report. You know, it's amazing. It's been a year that been sitting in the seat, and it's been unbelievable learning experience. You don't know until you sit in this seat what you don't know, or in your seats as well. And first, I want to thank every one of the commissioners and all the Butte-Silver Bow employees that work for us. These are hard jobs, but we've got great staff, we've got great elected officials, and I'm very proud to be in the lead of this great government. And so with that, I just kind of want to talk about some highlights, you know, of things that have happened in the last year. You know, people ask, you know, what's your day look like, and what do you do in the day? And it's hard to explain, and I think all of us could say that, you know, when things cross your desks or when you're getting those phone calls. But we've gone through an unprecedented pandemic. We started off this last year on WebEx meetings where we were doing these council meetings, and we were able to kind of power through that and get back into person. We've been working with COVID relief funds, then now ARPA funds and infrastructure bills, trying to figure out how we navigate all of those things. We're working with the consent decree and MOUs and all the different things that go on with the local government. Talking about the Montana Pole Plant, all this stuff that goes along with the corridor and everything that happens with that. We're working with trying to improve the fire mitigation at Basin Creek Reservoir and how we can do that. Today I was out with Commissioner Thatcher celebrating a great accomplishment where we had a new flight come into Butte. It's so outstanding that we have a connection to two major hubs now, Salt Lake and Denver. And I think that's kind of a precipice of good things to come. I think that there's a lot of energy around our community. There's been a lot of people looking at buying and have bought properties and looking to invest locally in our local economy. And it doesn't come without bumps in the road. You know, we see a lot of things and we hear a lot of things about all the negative things that happen in our government. But there's so many great things that happen every single day within our government, and we got to make sure that we focus on the positive things. We will deal with the negatives, we'll address the negative things that happen with us, but we cannot put the focus on that. We need to be moving forward, creating the energy that our community, our economy, and things are going well in Butte-Silver Bow. You know, just kind of talking about good things and bad things. We lost the M&M bar, but there's energy in Uptown Butte with the Uptown Master Plan and different things that we have going on. We have businesses that are relocating to Butte. We have, you know, all kinds of grants. There's too many to number, but we probably have, you know, close to $10 million in grants that have come through that are hard work that is put into by Butte-Silver Bow into all of these grants and to help the taxpayers of Butte-Silver Bow. And that's a credit to the staff of Butte-Silver Bow and all the other groups that work on these to bring in this extra money that doesn't fall on the taxpayers. There may be some match, but it really is and helps our community as things go on. So I'm looking forward, and I got to say this, I look forward to coming to work every single day. Some days, the phone calls aren't the ones that you want to hear, but it's all part of the job. And so I want to thank everyone that's a part of this for the hard work you've put in this year. And I guess we keep up the hard work and look forward to the next year, and happy 2022. As we move forward. So with that, I'll close out the Chief Executive's report, and we'll move on to any public comment on any item on the agenda tonight. Do we have any public comment? If you do, you can come forward, come to the speaker, and tell us your name, address. Seeing none, we will move on to Section 1, bid openings, public hearings, and/or presentations. We do have one public hearing tonight, communication number 2021-598, Mark Neary, Public Works Director, requesting Council of Commissioners concurrence to schedule a public hearing for January 5th for the purpose of amending the fiscal year 2021-22 budget to allow for increase in expenditures of unanticipated revenue. Director Neary.
Thank you, Chief Executive Gallagher. Commissioners, for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got to stop you for a second. Do we have proof of publication?
Mr. Chief Executive, there is proof of publication. It does appear to be in order.
Thank you, County Attorney Joyce. Now, Director Neary.
Thank you, Chief Executive Gallagher and Commissioners. For the record, Public Works Director Mark Neary. This is the grant that we're using for the fuels reduction up at Basin Creek for the 16 acres. I think we talked to the commission about it a while ago, but we received the grant, or were approved for the grant after the budget was finalized. So what we're asking is to amend the budget so we can receive and spend the dollars.
Thank you. Do commissioners have any questions? Seeing none, I will open the public hearing. I'll call for opponents. Do we first call for opponents? Second call for proponents. Third and final call for proponents. Seeing none, we'll move on to opponents. First call for opponents. Second call for opponents. Third and final call for opponents. We'll close the public hearing. All right, moving on to Section 2, consent agenda. Section 1, committee, or Section A, committee reports 1 through 4, and B, communications 1 through 22. Do we have any friendly amendments or segregations? Oh. Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I'd like to segregate number 4, communication number 2022-04.
That's communication number 4 and communication number 2022-04. Any other segregations? Seeing none, Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to approve Section 2 of the consent agenda, A, 1 through 4, and B, 1 through 22, with the exception of communication number 2022-04.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
9 yea, 0 nay.
9 yea, 0 nay, motion passes. Moving back to communication number 2022-04, Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. Ivy Frederickson apologized she could not be here tonight because I'm here, I guess. But she wanted me to introduce Karen Malachny, and so if you could come up and
Yeah, Karen, please. And
I'll leave it up to
with your
the chief.
permission, Commissioner Frederickson, I'd like to say a few words about Karen real quick. Karen has been a longtime employee for Butte-Silver Bowl Health Department. She took the interim job of leading the health department upon Karen Sullivan's departure, and she's done a fantastic job. She has relationships already within the health department. She has the trust of the board. She has the trust of the government. We believe in her. We believe in the leadership that she will bring to this position, and we're just excited to have her in the lead of the health department. So with that, I'll let Karen introduce or say a few words.
Thank you, Chief Executive Gallagher, members of council. Like Chief Executive said, I've worked for Butte-Silver Bowl for 18 years, and I'm just really excited to move forward in my career and lead the health department through the rest of this pandemic and onward and upward to bigger and better things.
So with that, I would like to congratulate you, Karen, on being named the new health director, and we look for many years of your leadership at that position. So.
Thank you. I think, should I make the motion first?
Oh, yeah, we probably better make the motion.
Sorry, we should probably vote on it.
I was going to clap before you even.
With that, I'll move to concur and place on file communication number 2022-04.
We have a motion and a second. Anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
9 yeas, 0 nay.
9 yeas, 0 nay. Motion passes. Just on one more piece of that, I just want to thank her for taking a job that is incredibly difficult during these times, and so thank you for doing that, Karen. All right, moving on to Section 4, ordinance and resolutions being introduced to judiciary. We have three. Resolution number 2022-01, Resolution 2022-02, and Resolution 2022-04. They will be referred to judiciary. Moving on to Section 6, ordinance and resolutions, final reading. We have resolution number 2021-55. Clerk, can you please read the caption?
A resolution of intent to present to the qualified electors of the city, county of Butte-Silver Bow, Montana, the question of whether to impose a 3% local option excise tax on the retail value of all non-medical marijuana and all non-medical marijuana products sold in the city, county of Butte-Silver Bow, and the separate question of whether to impose a 3% local option excise tax on the retail value of all medical marijuana and all medical marijuana products sold in the city, county of Butte-Silver Bow, and providing for an effective date herein.
Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to place resolution number 2021-55 on final reading and passed, having been deemed fully read at length.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for final reading. Anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? Commissioner Anderson, I think yours didn't register. Thank you. Anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
9 yeas, 0 nay.
9 yeas, 0 nay. Motion passes. Moving on to Section 7, ordinance and resolutions for emergency suspension of the rules. Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move for the suspension of the rules for the purpose of passing resolution number 2022-05 by waiving subsection 7 of Rule 36 of the Rules of Order of Business of the Council of Commissioners, thereby having it considered for advanced passage without reference to the Judiciary Committee.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for suspension of the rules. Anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? Would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
9 yeas, 0 nay.
9 yeas, 0 nay, motion passes. Moving back to resolution number 2022-05. Clerk, please read the caption.
A resolution to adopt a detailed preliminary engineering report prepared by HDR Engineering, Inc. for the Water Utility Master Plan and providing for an effective date herein.
Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to place resolution number 2022-05 on final reading and passed, having been deemed fully read at length.
We have a motion and a second on to move to final reading. Anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? Would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
9 yeas, 0 nay.
9 yeas, 0 nay, motion passes. Moving on to any public comment on any public matters not on the agenda tonight. Seeing none, I want to just reference the calendar of other meetings and events, if you'd like to attend any of those. And next, I would take a motion to, Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I just want to also point out that tomorrow at the Butte Brewing from 6 to 8 is a, open house for the Parks Master Plan. It's to kick off the Parks Master Plan and to come in and meet the members of WED and, what is it,
SCJ.
Yes.
SCJ Architects.
Architecture, who's the
Yeah,
landscape
landscape
architecture
architects.
firm that's, so if you have a chance, come have a beer and talk about the parks and what you would like to see and what you like and what you dislike. So thank you. And with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signal by aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Have a great night. Thanks for reminding me, Commissioner.